Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as Ivy Winter. Thank you for joining me for another Disney video. This is the second addition to my Disney Your Way series. The first time I did this, I didn't even have a name yet, but now I do. And it's where I am going through Disney World in the eyes of different sorts of people, age demographics, interests, so that you can go to Disney in a way that makes sense for you. And my first one was for thrill seekers, so if that sounds like you and you want to check that out, I will leave a link somewhere up here, I believe. And this one is going to be about classic Disney lovers and what rides and attractions you should be checking out if you love classic Disney movies. And I'm talking, and I made this very specific for myself, Renaissance era and older. So basically 1999 and older, and all of the different attractions that really cater to those kinds of movies. Now, we're gonna start in the park that has the most for the person who loves this kind of stuff, and I'm sure you're all guessing it already in your heads. Yes, it is Magic Kingdom. Why? Because Fantasyland is pretty much all classic Disney movies, but we'll go right through it. I decided to look at this going around the parks. We're going Tomorrowland first, and the first stop I would actually say would be Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Yes, that is considered the Renaissance era, even though it is a Pixar film. It came out, I believe, in 97 or 98. Don't quote me on that, but it was around then, and it does count. So if you're into Toy Story, if that was something that you really loved, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin's great. You get in these great ride vehicles. It is competitive with the person that you're with. You shoot targets, you get scored. I'm terrible at it, but I still really enjoy it. And then moving over into the edge of Fantasyland and Storybook Circus, there are two that come top to mind. The first is the Spinning Teacups, because Alice in Wonderland is a classic, and it is also just a classic ride. It is both found in Disneyland and Disney World. It is super quintessential classic Disney park ride, like the imagery of that ride vehicle and everything is just like, has been in commercials forever. And you've got the classic music from the movie playing, which is super fun. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you might even see some of the characters hanging out around there, especially in Disneyland, but sometimes in Disney World as well. And then if you veer on over to Storybook Circus, you've got Dumbo, which is, again, probably the second other most classic visual of a Disney park ride, I would say, is Dumbo, and you have two of them now in Disney World. They've split it up so that there are now two ride areas, so more people get to go on it in a smaller amount of time, and it's really fun and just a classic ride that I think everyone should go on at least once in their lives. But if you love classic movies, definitely ride Dumbo. We're gonna keep moving into Fantasyland through the new Fantasyland expansion. You have two great choices here, and that whole area you're gonna love in general. But you've got Journey of the Little Mermaid, which goes through the story of the movie. So it's literally the entire story told in a shortened version. And then you also have Enchanted Storytime with Belle, which is a sort of interactive characters telling the story of Beauty and the Beast. You get to see Belle and you get to see Lumiere and all of these classic characters. But that area is really great in general. You've got Beast Castle. You can eat in there at Be Our Guest if you want to really be enveloped in that. I mean, I would suggest just going in there to look at the rooms, because as someone who loves Beauty and the Beast, I was blown away the first time I saw it. It's absolutely amazing. And then you've also got Gaston's Tavern, and that whole back little area just feels like you were in Beauty and the Beast, and it's so, so cool. And then from there, I mean, you have so many other things in Fantasyland, right? You have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train based on Snow White. Great ride. I highly recommend you try to get a fast pass for that 60 days out if that is a must for you. You have The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh if you want to get real old school with it. Also really, really fun. PhilharMagic, which all features classic movies. So if I remember this correctly off the top of my head, it's got Little Mermaid, it's got Lion King, it's got Peter Pan, it's got Aladdin. It is classic Fab Five mixed with Renaissance era Disney movies. I absolutely adore it, and it's probably because I grew up with all the Renaissance era movies, and I think it's a great 3D show. So definitely do not miss that. And then lastly in that area is Peter Pan's Flight. Again, another one you're gonna wanna try to get a fast pass for, because the line can be absolutely nuts, tells the story of the movie in a short confined space, and is real classic. Then if you move on from there, there isn't too much in the other lands, but I did want to give a shout out to the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, which is basically the same ride as Dumbo in terms of ride mechanics, but if you want a little bit of Aladdin in your life, that's where you want to go. You can also hang out by the Agrabah markets, meet Aladdin and Jasmine over there. So if you want a taste of Aladdin, if that was always your jam, then you definitely want to go over there in Adventureland. And then I would say don't miss the projection show Once Upon a Time, which has a lot to do with the classic Renaissance era movies, and do not miss Happily Ever After, because it references so many wonderful movies that don't get enough love. You guys know I love it because it references Hunchback of Notre Dame. There are also references to Tarzan and Mulan, and just movies that I feel like don't normally get a lot of love in the parks. Do not miss that fireworks show. If you love classic Disney, you will not be disappointed. Yes, there are newer movies referenced, but they reference so many things. It's just like unbelievable, and it's so exciting to hear people react to all of those things. Don't miss it. Plan it into your day. Make sure you catch the fireworks. From there, I was gonna hop over to Epcot, and then I started thinking about it, and there really is no classic Disney anything at Epcot. I guess the only ride I can think of is the Three Caballeros being added to the Mexico ride. That would be your only chance to really see something classic there. I mean, Nemo doesn't count. That came out in the 2000s era. None of that sort of stuff counts, and I really realized that there isn't much else besides Three Caballeros. So that would be your prime thing there, but let's just skip on over then to Hollywood Studios, where you've got all of Toy Story Land, which is brand new, and so that's just even more exciting, and again, counts as Renaissance era. And so you have 3 rides there to check out, plus all of the theming. And then you have Voyage of the Little Mermaid, not to be confused with Journey of the Little Mermaid, which is actually a live stage show, which is wonderful. And then you also have Beauty and the Beast live on stage, which is the telling of Beauty and the Beast live on stage. It feels almost like a Broadway show. So you've got all of those classic elements there, which are super fun and a different way to experience the stories than just a ride. I like that it is, you know, stage shows, actual actors and singers. It's so much fun. And then there are 2 in Animal Kingdom. The first you probably all are thinking of, and that is Festival of the Lion King, one of my favorite shows on property. I think it is amazing. It is just beautifully done. They take all of the music from the movie and they put it into these amazing different set pieces and songs, and I love it. And so that's really gonna hit the heart of the Lion King fan. But believe it or not, I looked this up before I added this to the list because I wasn't sure, but A Bug's Life came out, I believe, in '99, so does count in that era according to my rules. So it's tough to be a bug, believe it or not, would be considered classic Disney under those rules, and is another one that you can go to if you want something a little more old school. But again, not a lot in Animal Kingdom either, just like Epcot. So if you're a classic movie lover, classic Disney films, Magic Kingdom is definitely your park, but there obviously are some things in the other parks that you can experience as well. But you're definitely going to want to spend a big chunk of your time in Fantasyland, as well as checking out the night shows in Magic Kingdom. And it makes sense. It was the first park there. Magic Kingdom is known as the park that really has all of the classic everything, right? So hopefully that helps you if that is something that you super love and you need to see every attraction, everything that has to do with the classic films. There is my list. If I've missed anything or there's anything else you can think of that would be great to throw in here, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe because I make videos every single week and I just have a blast doing this and talking with you guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of the day. Bye.